We got game 2 of the Red Sox versus Phillies series tonight. I got 2 home run predictions for you guys to lock in for this game. Of course, before we do that, we just got to do a quick recap from yesterday. As far as the Phillies went, they at least got the win yesterday. They won in one of the most bizarre ways yesterday, winning off of a walk-off catcher's interference, how everybody predicted they would win. They have a chance to win back-to-back games if they can get the job done tonight. Pretty good opportunity to do so tonight with Christopher Sanchez on the mound. He's been phenomenal pretty much the entirety of this season. The Phillies also should have the advantage over the Red Sox starting pitcher, a.k.a. Richard Fitz is his name, as we like to call him, Dick Fitz. So Richard Fitz, a.k.a. Dick Fitz. In terms of our home run predictions yesterday, the only home run that was even hit in this game yesterday, the Phillies game, was the first batter of the game. Jarren Duran hit one off of Zach Wheeler. No other batter hit a home run last night. So that means that our 2 home run predictions last night did not come to fruition. Very confident that we're going to have a better day today. Would appreciate everybody who's watching the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Most importantly, go to BetMGM, use promo code CROSSING to get in on the action. And let's talk about this Phillies game tonight. As I mentioned, 2 picks for you guys. Why not go right back to Kyle Schwarber to hit a home run, plus 260 odds at BetMGM. So 2 players on the Phillies yesterday had multiple hard hits, had 2 or more. One of those Phillies was Kyle Schwarber. He had actually 3 hard hits yesterday. All 3 of them were 100 plus miles per hour off the bat. 2 of them were put in the air. One had a launch angle of 43 degrees. The other one was a launch angle of 37 degrees. If he just got those a little bit lower, would have had a great opportunity to be a home run. And then the other one was a ground out, never really had a chance. Did not get the launch angle quite right on any of those, but we know Kyle Schwarber, not really concerned about him getting the correct launch angle to hit a home run. And it shows that he was able to have a good day at the plate yesterday, despite not hitting a home run. And he hit a home run both on Friday and Saturday. So we are getting him in the midst of a pretty solid run at the plate. And obviously Schwarber has been one of the best home run hitters since he's been in the MLB. Now, as far as Dick Fitz goes, the pitching matchup tonight, he has struggled in terms of allowing home runs all year. He's only thrown 33 innings, so obviously it's a smaller sample size. But if you were to take his home run per 9 of 1.87, you look at that in terms of all qualified pitchers in the MLB, meaning all pitchers who have pitched enough innings to qualify, it would literally be the worst in the entire MLB. Again, home run per 9 of 1.87. His barrel rate allowed, 10.7. That would be tied for the 10th worst in the MLB. So it's not like he's been incredibly unlucky to have allowed those types of home run numbers. Now, if you look at his splits, his righty versus lefty splits, I will admit he has struggled more against right-handed hitters than he has against lefties. But you look at his numbers specifically against lefties, it doesn't show a pitcher that is unhittable. And Kyle Schwarber crushes Dick Fitz's pitch mix. Now, he mostly throws the four-seam fastball. He throws that about 50% of the time to left-handed hitters. But he also throws the slider another quarter of the time, 25%, and a curveball, 20%. That makes up 95% of his pitch mix. That's basically all that Schwarber's going to see. Against those 3 pitches, Schwarber's got a 12% barrel rate, 61% hard hit rate, 41% fly ball rate. Again, against that pitch mix from a right-handed pitcher. So I don't really need to tell you a lot about how good Kyle Schwarber is at hitting home runs. So more just kind of trying to tell you the spot that he is in, which is a good one. So I see no reason why not to go right back to him. That's our first play. Kyle Schwarber to hit a home run. Again, plus 260 at BetMGM. And I also see no reason to not go right back to Bryce Harper to hit a home run, who we can get at plus 360 odds at BetMGM. I mentioned that 2 batters on the Phillies had multiple hard hits yesterday. The other one was Bryce Harper. He joined Schwarber with 3 hard hits yesterday, clearly locked in at the plate. He had 2 doubles, and all 3 of the hits that Bryce had were 100 plus miles per hour off the bat, similar to Kyle Schwarber. Just could not quite get the launch angle right on any of those 3. But you look at Bryce over his last 8 games, because we kind of know the story with Bryce this year, right? It's been hit or miss. He struggled coming back from that wrist injury, except starting in that game against the Giants. And since that game, his last 8 games, 9 barrels, 18 hard hits. He's slashing a 389 average, 972 slugging, 1.436 OPS, 13 extra base hits in his last 8 games. That is phenomenal. And he still managed to stay hot at the plate yesterday. So it's not like he cooled off or anything like that. And now I mentioned Dick Fitz pitching for the Red Sox. I mentioned that he is a home run machine. I also mentioned that he throws the four-seam fastball half the time against lefties. And you look at Harper, even though it's, he hasn't been consistently good like Schwarber this entire year, you take a step back, you look at his numbers against four-seamers from righties on the entire year, 16% barrel rate, 55% hard hit rate, 47% fly ball rate. Really, really, really good numbers that look even better if you just look at the last 30 days for Bryce. Granted, it's a small sample size, only 9 tracked at-bats, but still really good recently. And then Bryce has also hit the slider well this year, 13% barrel rate in both a 50% hard hit and fly ball rate. So half the time, he's hitting the ball hard and putting the ball in the air. That is very, very, very good. Now, the only pitch that Fitz will throw to Bryce that he doesn't hit well is the curveball. But I mentioned the other two are Bryce smokes. So I really like both of them to hit a home run against Mr. Dick Fitz, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber to hit a home run. The only guy that I really have as a lean, but I'm not taking, would be Castellanos. Casty is hit or miss, and he's the kind of guy where his hot streaks don't look like Bryce's. So you can kind of accept Castellanos when he isn't red hot at the plate. I didn't quite have the stones to actually take him, but it is a good situation. I mentioned that Fitz is worse against righties. Obviously, Castellanos is a righty, but I just figured it made sense to just ride with the two hot guys on the Phillies, Bryce and Schwarber, to hit a home run. And that's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, Kyle Schwarber is at plus 260. Bryce Harper's at plus 360. Go to BetMGM, use promo code CROSSING to get started. Like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure to bet responsibly, and have a good one. Must be 21 or older in participating states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See terms and conditions in the description of the video.